I'm on my way to get groceries. It's been a good weekend so far. My wife had a scrapbook retreat, so she was out all weekend. I had Friday all to myself, whole house. So I had a couple of beer, and I played some Grand Theft Auto, the new one that just came out the other day, and texted with my friends, and that was pretty much it. I fell asleep and woke up a couple of times, but it was good. It was a nice weekend, or a nice night, and then my little girl came home on Saturday morning at like 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay, it was like 9 o'clock in the morning, but it felt like 8 o'clock in the morning. It felt like an early morning after having a couple of drinks. And we played. She's big into Shopkins, so you might see a Shopkins video upcoming. Who knows? I'd really like her to get into making YouTube videos, but so far she's not really interested. She likes the idea of it, but not necessarily the doing it. She's kind of like me that way. She's got grand dreams, but when it comes to actually doing stuff, she's hit or miss. And then my wife got home a couple of hours ago, so she went and had a nap when she got home. And I tried to have a nap, but my girl wouldn't let me fall asleep, because she was watching TV and singing and playing really loud songs. She's 7, my little girl. I'm sure you'll see her in an upcoming video. And as for this video, it's been a while since I've made one, like a year, probably. And I thought it would be fun to try something a little bit new, so that's what I'm doing. And I figure in my private, alone moments, when I'm not embarrassed... Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. In my private moments, I thought I could just make a little video. Kind of not too exciting, nice and relaxing, which is what I like. So that was my plan, as much as I had a plan. It feels weird being back in this car. I've really only been driving my work truck around, which is a Ford F-150. So it's quite a bit taller, and definitely a little bit harder to drive. So this takes a little getting used to. But it's a beautiful day out, which I would show you if I could reverse the camera. Oh, I guess I could just hold it up. So as you can see, it is a very beautiful day outside. It's about 14 degrees right now, which is nice. I should try to do the speed limit, I guess. I'm going 10 under. Driving and talking at the same time, not my strong suit. So yeah, I've been driving my work truck around, which has been fun. I actually really, really like having a work truck. It's really cool, actually. I feel very grown up having a fleet vehicle. The job itself, I've just started. I'm actually still in training, so most of the time I'm down in Edmonton doing training, and it's only every couple of weeks, or excuse me, every weekend that I come home, except for the last week, and for the upcoming 2 weeks I'm home. So I'm doing a ride along with a mentor right now. And I don't want this to turn into a big complainy session, complainy video. Not that you care, because nobody's watching this. But work has been challenging. The training has gone really well. I do quite well in training, as far as like doing the work in training, where everything is nice and clean. But as soon as I get out into the field, I get really, really confused. This is frustrating my mentor to no end, young kid. He's like 25 to my 36, which is, for me, a little bit difficult. I don't mind getting bossed around by somebody. I mean, I don't like it, but I don't mind it, because I know it's constructive. I need to know how to do my job. This is generally a requirement of having a job, is you need to know what you're doing. But he's getting really frustrated, and since we're working off of his schedule, we're getting a lot more work, like 5 or 6 jobs a day. And this is for a telecommunications company, so installing phone lines, installing internet, fixing problems on the phone line, that sort of thing. It's pretty technical. You may not think it would be, but there's a lot to know, a lot of different wire combinations. You gotta know your color codes, how to use all of the equipment, that sort of thing. And like I said, in training and in the theory portion of it, it makes sense. You know, connect this to this, connect this to this, and ta-da, you have a phone line, yay! But in practice, sometimes pairs go bad, so that's where the wires break down. They get chipped and then get corroded. And just knowing, you know, that's what the problem is. That's why their phone line keeps cutting in and out, or that's why their internet keeps cutting in and out. It's tricky. So, I'm slow. I'm very slow at the actual work. So I do my very best. I mean, of course, you always do your best. But in practice, it's, I can't say I can generally get it done, because honestly, I don't know that I can. I mean, I do my best, and that's worth something. But at the end of the day, it's whether you can actually get the job done that actually counts, right? And so far, I'm kind of hit or miss on whether I can actually get the job done. On Friday, I had to climb a telephone pole to do some work up in one of the aerial cans, which you've probably seen before, but perhaps didn't know what they are. It's just a silver or black pod that hangs off of the telephone line. They're about 2 feet long. If you were to climb a pole and open one up, you would find them absolutely packed full of wires, all unlabeled, but of course all colored in different colors, so you're supposed to know what wire does what. But anyway, climb a pole to give somebody a third phone line. So I think I managed to figure out how to get them the third phone line without too much assistance. But in doing so, in connecting that third line, I somehow put the neighboring business, out of service for 6 hours. They frown on that, generally. So, that was quite a blow to my self-esteem. Maybe it shouldn't be. I mean, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody learns at their own pace. But I expect better. I expect more from myself, I guess is what it is. So, in any event, we had to go back at the end of the day. That's why it was 6 hours, because we were on other jobs. We went back at the end of the day, set up our ladder again, and I climbed the pole again, opened up the aerial can, and just sat there for like 10 minutes staring at all of the wires, trying to figure out which wire was the connecting business and what I had done to disconnect them. And after that 10 minutes, I had to look down at my mentor on the ground and say, I have no idea what I did. And admitting that I have no idea what I'm doing is incredibly difficult for me. I'm not comfortable with this. Admitting weakness? Wow. I'm making a video where I'm talking all about my weaknesses, so right now I'm just talking to an iPhone. I'm not really talking to people, so maybe that's why it's different. It's kind of like talking to a journal. In any event, so I had to climb down, take off the harness, take off the tools. He had to put everything on, climb up. It still took him like 5 minutes a master at causing sabotage. That should be a nickname, sabotage. Anyway, so he figured it out. So what I had done is, every telephone line has 2 lines. Yes, hands off the wheel while I drive. Yeah, safe, right? Every telephone line has to have 2 lines, two cables that make it work, so it completes a full circuit. So what I had done is I cut those lines, split them up, bonded them to 2 other lines. So really, I probably put 2 people out of service. And how I managed to do that, I have absolutely no idea. We tried to review it after, while he was up there, you know, looking at it. And he had no idea how I had managed to split a pair. And therefore, I had no idea how I managed to split a pair. And it was a long day. We worked until about 5, so that's from 8 a.m. until 5. Which, I mean, that's not that long of a day. It's like 9 hours. But it felt like a very, very long day. Which is pretty frustrating. For everybody. I mean, he gets frustrated too. He gets really frustrated. The last couple of days have been really bad for him. Well, for me, but let's talk about him for a moment. They've been really frustrating for him. He's got 3 years of experience, or coming up on 3 years of experience with the company doing this job. We're technically called an outside plant technician, which sounds really impressive. Phone repair guy, less impressive. I attend my business cards will say outside plant technician. Anyway, so his patience has been wearing thin. Again, we're working off of his schedule. So he does like a 1.2 FTE, with the FTE being full-time equivalent. So he's actually doing slightly more than the average being 1. Usually people do 1. Your job is 1 job. He does enough for 1.2 people. I think that's what that means. When I start, as a reference, it'll be at, I think, a 0.8. Although I've asked my manager if he can actually start me at a 0.5. So instead of 4 to 5 jobs a day, I'll be 2 to 3. It's not that I don't feel that I can do the work. It's just, it takes me longer. I need more time. If I'm pressured, because I don't want to work overtime if I don't have to. And if I'm feeling pressured to, you know, hurry my butt, I'm going to make mistakes. And I'm not really interested in making mistakes. So yeah, it's been a frustrating process for him. He's kind of an oddball. He's a nice guy. But it is at times difficult to work with him because our personalities are so different. I should have turned there. I'm downtown now. This is downtown in my town. Oh. This right here, this is the business I put out of service. That was them. So I felt like a douche. The only flower shop in town, and I can't go in there anymore. Well, I'm sure I probably could, but apparently she was very, very upset. I didn't have to deal with her because I'm just the trainee, but my mentor had to. And I guess she was like, you know, if you send him in, I'm gonna rip a strip off of him. Or how did she word it? I think baste my balls, roast my balls, something like that. It was very colorful. I'm trying not to let it get me. In fact, it's funny. I mean, people make mistakes all the time, and I'm a person. I'm an odd person, but I'm still a person. And I have the right to make mistakes while I learn a completely new field. This isn't like, you know, I have an electronics degree, because I do not. This is a brand new job for me. It's something I have absolutely no experience in. And as a result, I'm prone to make, you know, mistakes. I think I should straighten out. I'm prone to make mistakes. And I think that's all this is. I am gonna straighten out. And frankly, I'm kind of enjoying talking to you. This is kind of relaxing. I'm just, shooting the breeze. Shooting the breeze with friends I haven't met yet. I have to get in the habit of not looking at me and looking at the camera, but that will come in time. These pants are quite dirty. I'm wearing my work pants because I haven't done laundry yet. And I'm drinking black coffee, which is kind of gross. Somebody's walking by watching me talk to myself. Okay, I'm going in public now, so I don't really want to record this while I talk to myself while I walk around, but I've seen people do that. But I'm not really the sort who's comfortable talking to himself. So, I'm going to sign off. This is a 20-minute long video. That's plenty. Okay. Thanks.